I'm not bulletproof. Hey, what's up, Eurovision fam? We are back. Welcome back to the Eurovision Fam weekly live stream. We have updates for you from the world of Eurovision. So, what's it looking like today, Lily Loves?
Oh my gosh, we're kind of busy-ish. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we're actually pretty
Uh,
busy-ish.
so we got like the artists for ESCZ.
Mhm.
We know who's going to be competing.
Yes.
We, we're going to be talking about the Oh my gosh, Melodifestivalen artists. That's going to be happening today.
Hmm.
Sanremo artists dropped this morning, and there's a lot
Yes.
of familiar faces.
A
A
lot.
lot to be excited for.
The Melfestification.
I mean, yeah. And then we also will be talking about the MESC finalists. There's 12
Yes.
songs there that we can discuss. Oh, like a little bit of news from like a couple of other things sparse throughout.
Hmm.
But yeah, let's go ahead and let's move into talking about MESC first, I think. So we can
All
begin
right,
with
you guys. Yeah, so far the longest running national final so far this season has been Malta Eurovision Song Contest. Hello, Mark. It's good to have you on the stream.
yeah.
And yeah, so Malta is going to be selecting their song out of 12 songs. There's currently an online vote happening,
Mm-hmm.
and these 12 songs, it's quite interesting, I would say, for a lineup coming out of Malta. I would say the amount of diversity that we get from these
Yeah.
12 songs is it's exemplary. Like you don't find this much variety typically in a final for a national final.
You don't find this much variety in a national final for Malta typically. It's a
Yeah.
tight little, like, it's a good little selection of songs. You have a little bit of everything going on there,
Hmm.
but you still have your Maltese big vocals, because I guess that's a legal requirement in Malta, I
Hmm.
would assume. And you've got some things a little more chaotic, a little more fun. It's got a good variety to it. It's like a show
Yeah.
that's been put together very nicely. And this is like with almost completely online voting, I believe,
Hmm.
and like most of the songs came from like the last semi.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then that
definitely.
was very interesting to see who qualified from all four of those semifinals.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There was a whole blank
Um,
semifinal.
I did not listen to a single song from that semifinal, so I don't know if that was deserved or not.
I,
Um,
I think it was might have been strategic, but that's beside the point.
okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into this. So the 12 songs that will be competing are Maria Conti with the song Venom, Sarah Bonisi with Loop, Gratitude with Topic Blah Blah, Janvel with Man, Haley as a Party with Tell Me That It's Over, Ryan Healy will be singing Karma, Urba has Serena, then Nathan will be singing Ghost, Denise Merceria or Mercesa, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, will be singing Mara. Matt Black is bringing Banana. Gail Attard will be singing Wild Card. And then Lisa Gauchi will be singing Breathe. So,
So
gonna
many
kind of
different
go like,
directions.
I
Oh
know,
my
it's like a little bit of
gosh.
everything.
Yeah.
Do you kind of want to go through? We'll do like top three. So you say your
Oof.
three, I'll say my three, go back and
Girl,
forth
put
like
me on the
that.
spot like this. Okay, no, yeah, it's fine. I actually do have like a pretty concise top three. So, do you want me to start? Sorry.
Yeah, if you want to give your number three, and then we'll talk about that, and then
Yeah. So, my third place I would say is gratitude. Topic blah blah.
okay, okay,
Oh my gosh. This is like a fully theatrical stage act. I want to almost say like it's traditionally um this is a drag number, I want to
yeah,
say. It's a drag
hundred
number like
percent.
100% of the way. But that I feel like could be suited for the Eurovision stage. It's I think this song is made for a completely different show, but could work very well in Eurovision if it's given the right materials. I like it because it's just a big honking mess, and
Yeah,
you know me, you know
I
me.
know.
Anything that's just a big mess, I'm driven to it. So that, and also it's just fun. It's just a deeply fun song. Is it catchy? Not the most catchy, but it's not supposed to be the most catchy. It's kind of just supposed to be like epic and bold. So I like that.
So I hate this kind of drag queen genre of
Mm.
song, and
Hmm.
I am going to call it like a drag queen genre because it's only drag queens
Yeah, you can
do
only
this
find this
music.
in the drag world at least.
And like it's not for me. It's not my kind of music at all because I find it
Hmm.
unlistenable. I do enjoy it if I'm at a drag show because
Mhm.
it's the spectacle of everything. I need the full package to be able to vibe with something like this.
Yeah.
Because of that, we're not really getting the spectacle with the version we have now. The semifinal was basically just demos. So with the final product, I would imagine that it's gonna have that spectacle I'm craving.
Mhm.
But like in its current iteration, it just kind of comes off a bit like okay. And also costuming wasn't the best choice, I feel like, at the semi. It was
Yeah,
like,
I would
oh
have chosen something different
girl, you just took off
personally.
a pink blazer. Like that's your costume reveal? Okay. That's me when I get hot at work. Like, okay. I'm gonna start treating like me taking off my jacket at work as like a costume reveal, I think.
The
But yeah,
topic.
no. I mean, yeah. It's fine. It's fine for what it is, but it's not like the worst.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think I just need to see the final version of that.
All right.
I
Yeah,
don't
of
know.
course.
So
What's your third?
my third is Karma, Ryan Healy. Which is
Really?
surprising because it doesn't seem like something I would enjoy.
Really?
His voice is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Especially when he hits those high notes. It's just like I'm not a big person on vocals or anything like that. And the song is kind of like meh. I think that there's not that much work to do with it in its demo phase. Like it just needs like a better mix and like a little more fullness and lushness in the instrumentation.
Yeah.
But where it stands now, I think it's good. And I think that the thing I like the most about it is just how beautiful his voice is. Because like he's great at emoting, like he makes you feel. And I think that's so important when it comes like a ballad like this. And I think his voice is fantastic, and I have to give points to that because he can sing. Like,
I agree. He can sing, and he does have almost a gospel-y type of voice. Like I feel like if he put his voice kind of just in the range or had kind of like the same ad-lib quality, could really do well in the gospel genre. It is surprising though to hear that is your third place, or at least
I know.
tentatively. Tentatively.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait until you hear my second place.
Oh,
It's gonna be even
shoot.
more
Okay.
shocking, I feel like. So yeah.
Well, I mean, like you picked the most unser lead song out of the whole lineup for your third place. Like this is very German national final. I don't know how else to say it.
It is very unser lead for Liverpool, or unser lead for. I think they changed their national final name this year, so it's not gonna be unser lead for.
Okay.
What city are we going to? Malmo.
Malmo,
It's not
yeah.
gonna be unser lead for Malmo. Yeah.
So I guess my second place now.
I mean, yeah. Let's look at a comment or two. So Lorendi says Greta can actually talk fast and manage her breath work. So yeah, she's improved. She's improved, but she needs vocal lessons.
She's barely singing. That's one thing. She's not really singing in this
It's mostly
song at all.
talking.
Yeah. It's just talking. It's mostly talking.
But yeah,
that's part of it though.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that one. And let's see what we've got here. K-pop 24/7. Malta seems lost after they pulled all that money they had on Destiny to win. Here's the thing with Malta. Malta mostly seems lost. Destiny was like they had been waiting for her for like
ever since she won. They're like, okay, now hurry, and then they did it, and then they spent all the money.
Those 2 years, the budget. I think they put money behind what was her name? The one Chameleon, that was cute.
Chameleon was cute. Yeah. It was, I mean, it had some YouTube ad like
oh my gosh, I had that
too.
on every YouTube video I watched. Yeah. That ad would pop up, and I would watch it all the way through because it was really cute. I like the music video.
Yeah.
And they hired Destiny to do the backing vocals. Again, like they were waiting for this girl.
Once I saw her in the green room in what was it, Tel Aviv, that I was just like, you're next, girl. You're literally gonna be next. Everyone is seeing that right now. And what do you know? Then literally the next year and the year after that, she stormed Malta.
What you mean in 2020? There's a reason why, like the voiceover before we got to the song was "It's time to fulfill your destiny." Like,
oh, Malta,
they waiting for her.
I love how just like gaudy and ornamental these Maltese like advertisements can be.
They are my favorite.
The lead on is so cheesy and epic. I adore it.
Yeah. And Lorenzi says Ryan Healy deserved better structure in the song, just a pinch more odd production. Yeah, I can see that. The production, there's something that's missing right now with it. It kind of feels a bit karaoke tracky. But like with some more oomph to the production, I think it could really shine.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's his voice. Like his voice carries that song. Like I'm out here like, yeah, a great vocal from him.
I
But yeah, we
still
can
do
go
think
through.
like we're achieving a weird balance of just like, here's the quality of the production, here is the structure of the song. His voice is up here. It's giving Unser lead. Like I don't know what else to say.
But at least this point, it's just a demo.
Yes, it is.
So it's not as bad as Unser.
I can only imagine what it was like in the booth, you know?
Yeah. So do you want to go ahead and do your number 2 then?
Yeah. So out of these 12, my second place is Denise with Mara.
Okay, I knew this was coming.
Oh, yeah. Come on, you guys. Like, as of late, as of these last couple of years, I've been obsessed with like really strutty numbers. One where it seems like, get out of my way. You're walking too slow on the sidewalk and you're occupying the whole thing. Get out of my way. I like songs that justify me walking past people. And this is the kind of song to do that. It's also very woman empowering. It's very fresh pop type of sound. It would be very different from Malta to go this route, I think, especially too. Strategically, in the sphere of Eurovision, I think this could be a pretty good odd to qualify in Malmö, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. I think when it comes to this one, it just makes me think it's like what Azerbaijan did with Fendi. It's very much Cleopatra. It's very much in that Matahari vein. Yeah. It's like, oh, who's a woman we haven't name dropped yet in the song? Joan of Arc. Okay, cool. We need one more. Cleopatra. Well, we already did her, so we got Joan of Arc at least. And it does have that female empowerment lyrical quality to it. I don't know what Mara means, if it's a person's name or if it's
I think it's a word. I think it's either a Maltese or Italian word. But that's just my inkling, and I feel like I can back that up with something. But yeah. Like it's not English.
Yeah, I'm just like, is it like a name? Because in English, it's a name. Ooh, he got my butt. He got my butt. That's a cat. Okay, kitty. No. Can we not do that? Why did he lick me? It's weird.
He knows you have an audience.
Yeah, no, I like this. I like the personality she's bringing. And so I'm very curious to see what the final package is going to be from Denise when it comes to this song. I'm just looking at comments real quick. Which word? Oh, Manolo is asking which word. Mara.
Mara.
It's the title of Denise's song, and I don't know like if it's meant to be like, because it's just like, because what I'm hearing it, because I live in the US and I'm so used to that being like a woman's name. I'm like, why is she just repeating this lady's name? You know what I mean? It kind of comes off a little weird.
I mean, I think of it as kind of like rhythmic. Like
Peter did our job for us and Google searched it.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
According to Peter, according to Google Translate, it means woman. Okay, that works. That makes sense then.
Woman. But Mara sounds prettier, and that's why I say better. It is more rhythmic to like have Mara, like in the thing as opposed to woman, because like there are some ways that English just is not pretty.
No, the way you said Mara, was giving me like Mario, like when Bowser's in the room for a second there. I'm sorry, I just my mind went to like playing Mario 64. It was just like the way it was. You just said it. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe I'm just showing my age. Yeah, it's very Mario Party, very a Mario 64. But yeah, that would make sense then using the word Mara instead of saying woman. I like that better. Okay, what is this cat doing? I'm sorry, he is like looking for attention. And then real quick here, Larendy says Cleopatra comparison a good or bad way?
I think in a good way.
He thinks in a good way. I think it's better than Cleopatra was. Yeah. But it's giving me the same kind of vibe as Cleopatra. I prefer this over Cleopatra. I really couldn't stand that song.
Cleopatra had like 2 words in it. It was mostly just like
I
beat
just think
drop
of
and
I
Middle
think of
Eastern
the
rhythm.
sad butt shake on the hood of the car. Whenever I think of that song, the music, just like that sad little shake of the butt.
Uh,
It
uh,
was.
I'm sorry. To this day, Effendi needs to fire her choreographer. To this day, because that single that she like put out with like that same choreography that she was using in Rotterdam, that like super boxy, like both shoulders facing the camera, kind of like choreography that she had going on, the weird hip shake, like she kept that. Um, she might love it. I don't know.
I don't know. She's what, 32? 32? Yeah, she's 32. So
32. Oh, okay.
I,
I, I I don't know what to do with that information.
she's 32. She's old enough to be like, hey, if she doesn't like it, she's old enough to kind of be like, you know what? I'm an adult. I'm not into this. But yeah, I think we're gonna go on to my number 2,
Yes.
which, oh, goodness, I don't know what to say. My number 2 or number 1. Like I'm kind of like tied right now for my 2 favorites. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Urba and Serena
Oh
to be my number 2. I really like this. It's a girl group. Everyone gets their moment to shine. I really like that on the bridge, that part where they kind of just all harmonize together. Love that part. Like the instrumentation has like this kind of ancient, mysterious quality to it. So it's like, are they like, is like a farce of a bit where they're like sirens calling men to their doom?
That's what I
But
got.
then it's
That's
like more
definitely what I got.
and like modern at the same time. Like there's just
Yeah.
little things in it that like I love that I pick up and go, ooh, yes.
Mhm.
No, it's just so much fun. And I think that they all like perform really well off of each other. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's my number 2 right now, and I have nothing but positive things to say about it as well.
A girl group from Malta. It's just what are the odds of that, first of all? A pop girl group, because I mean like there were other girl groups in the national final that didn't make it to the final cut. But a
Mhm.
girl group, like an actual pop girl group, and they sound great, as you were saying.
And
Like,
like they
oh
give us
my
Maltese
gosh.
as well, which we love. I love
Yeah.
Maltese. It's just such an interesting sounding language to me.
I love the
So
BPM on this track. The
yeah.
BPM is ridiculous. It's contagious. It's dancey. Like you know that this if this got to Malmo, it would be the island party.
Yeah. Already said Serena's a bit dated, but in a really gentle way. Okay. My thing is, it's like also at this point, it's a demo. So like it being dated now, we don't know what the final version is going to be.
I
But
kind
I
of think
know
it's
you was
dated.
dated. But your
I
is
can see
always
that, yeah.
dated.
But
I
I
know.
like in its defense, I think it's kind of dated in the same way that like Daddy Yankee is dated, where it's just like there's always like a spot for that song. There's always a reason to play that just kind of line of music, and like you hear a Daddy Yankee song like this, it's gonna just not completely feel out of place. It'll stand the test of time, is what I am thinking.
Oh goodness. Okay.
I was not expecting to compare Erba to Daddy Yankee, but
I
here
wasn't
we
ready
are.
for Daddy Yankee today, but this is where we're at.
Yeah, I took us here for some reason. So
And now gasoline is stuck in my head. Thank you. Do you want to go ahead and say your favorite one there?
yeah, how Filipino can I be on this stream at this moment? So my first place is "Breathe" by Lisa Gauci. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, give me
Okay.
a Jordan Sparks type ballad any day, and that will immediately skyrocket you to my first place. I don't love this song as 100% where it is right now in its demo state. Structurally, I think
Mm-hmm.
it could use a lot of improvement, but vocally, I think she is perfect for this song. There are some parts of it where I feel lifted. I feel lifted out of the national final, and I picture it in Malma. I see a lot of white. I see
Mm-hmm.
what Breathlessly was trying to be, but not
Yes.
votelessly. But not votelessly. Breathe is my first place. Breathe is my first
Okay.
place. It's gorgeous. I adore it.
I get that. I get that. She sounds great.
Mhm.
She sounds absolutely great. The fact that she didn't come out in a black outfit gives her extra points anyway, because like it was a lot of wearing black, y'all. It was too
Yeah.
much. But yeah, no, it was really, and her voice is just gorgeous, and like the song's
Mhm.
really beautiful. I like that one a lot, and I think when I was like going through and making my notes, I had her probably like fourth-ish. for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason why is because when I listened in the order I listened to these songs, she was the last one I listened to. And the first, like the one I listened to just before her is my favorite, which is Gallops Hard with Wildcard.
Okay.
And I just think that like this is Gail. I should know how to pronounce that name. Yeah, so Gail is my number one. And I just think like for me personally, I prefer Gail's voice and I prefer the structure of the song Wildcard. It was just one of those things that when I listened to of Lisa, like when I went to go listen to it, I did find myself thinking like I would like this better if I didn't just listen to Wildcard right before Breathe. And I,
Interesting.
you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I know
it's like
what you
one
mean.
of those things where I just found myself more engaged with Wildcard. And there's like the one point when she goes like and hits like that high note, kind of like laying in, and it kind of gave me chills.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like that was like the first time like listening through every single song that I had chills. And so I think that's why I prefer Wildcard over Breathe, but they're both fantastic. It's kind of like where I'm sitting at with that.
I see why Wildcard is your winner, of course, because I mean, like it is also, I would say, an equally vocally demanding song as Breathe. But on top of that, there's so many interesting things happening with like the keys and the structure of it. It feels really, really eventful. And like lyrically, I admire it. There's a lot in Wildcard. It almost landed in my top 3, and like it's kind of like super foggy where it is in my top now, but it's very good. It's very challenging to pull off, and I feel like with a Eurovision style revamp, it could have a pretty good chance of qualifying, especially because of how complex it is.
I think every song we've spoken about has a chance to qualify with a final version.
Yeah.
You see here. Let's take a look, and just looking at some comments and things. So Lorenzi just wanted to clarify that Serena was good in dated in a good way. So I think Lorenzi's on your side with the Daddy Yankee comparison. And then Lorenzi also says Lisa Gauci is my favorite singer from Malta. She outsold whatever she could.
You and me, Lorenzi, let's hold out for our girl.
And that's from this year's selection favorite.
Nice.
You see here. And then Peter is bringing up something that was awful, which was I'd be so disappointed if Bananas wins. All
right. Malta might.
I hated that so much. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, this isn't awful. And that weird chant bit comes in. I'm like, oh, this feels wrong. Sir, you need to stop. It was giving like 1950s, 1960s novelty song in a racist way. Not vibing with that at all. I was not a big fan. It just made me really uncomfortable listening to.
I can definitely see that. For me, the song, like, it reminds me, okay, I don't know if any of you on the stream have ever watched like GMA, as in Filipino cable TV, like TFC kind of a thing, but there used to be this daytime show called Wow Wow Wee.
Oh my gosh.
And on this show, sometimes they would invite like people from the slums to talk about their like tragic life story, and then like fun, like sirens would go off, like everyone would start dancing, and then like the poor person would get like a sack of popcorn as a reward. That like it was a whole weird show, but they would feature songs like this and like all kinds of like folk songs, like American English language folk songs with like a Tagalog twist, and there would be like people like twerking to it. Wild show. Very wild show. It reminds me of Wow Wow Wee, and I hated Wow Wow Wee. It gave me so much anxiety as a child.
It sounds exploitative. It sounds like let's make the poor people dance for popcorn. Like it's really gross.
I mean, I really don't want to like give that as like the single concise synthesis of the entire show. I didn't understand what the show was about fully, but as a child, that was my perspective. But like escaping Wow Wow Wee for a moment, this song. So you know how last year when Malta sent the busker with Dance Our Own Party, I described it as the Teenage Wiggles. This, I feel like, is the actual Wiggles type thing. Like we're actually going for a pre-junior Eurovision type audience. We're going for infantile. We're going for the age range that can't even read, let alone vote.
No, not if this was for a child, then I would have to get rid of my child. I don't know. I don't. I would be upset. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that sounds bad. I wouldn't say get rid of my child. I would say like we can't listen to this music anymore, kid. Like, we gotta turn something off. Like, turn something else on. It's gonna be like I came home from work. The kids in my neighborhood are hilarious to me. Bit of a tangent. So like Monday, came home from work, and like I live in like a super suburban neighborhood. Like just think of like your stereotypical American suburb.
Mhm.
It's kind of like where I live. And the kids in my neighborhood are blasting Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up," and these kids are like 9, and I just got I'm like looking around, like, is there a parent nearby? And it was specifically that end part where he's ranting about all the people he hates and all the people he wants to kill. And
Oh
I'm just
my
like,
God.
these kids are like hilarious. Like every time I overhear a combo of theirs or something that they're doing, it's always funny to me. And that was just one of those moments.
Because there's like a whole section of that song where he's just like, I want to kill you. I want to kill you.
And kill you and kill you and you and you. And yeah, I slept with your wife. It's like, yo, like, should you guys be listening to this?
I mean, generally, no. Generally,
it's also
no.
like old. It's like 25 plus years old. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
what is happening here? But
Well,
yeah,
wasn't
no,
Pac killed in like 93?
no, after 93, because I was making memories. I think when he died.
Okay.
So,
I don't know
yeah,
what time. I don't remember
93.
when he died.
I'm pretty sure it was before you were born.
Might have been. I was born in 97. Let's remember. So.
Yeah. Let me see here. So yeah, maybe I think yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on with Malta?
Not particularly. I think they have a number of pretty easy qualifiers if you give them a good enough revamp. So yeah,
Yeah,
best
I
of
think,
luck.
and that's the thing is we're in the demo stage still.
Yeah.
So we'll have to hear what these sound like in the final version. But
Malta
like,
can revamp too. They can revamp.
Mm-hmm. They really could. They really could. And someone's already bringing up Sweden. So you want to talk about the Melfest acts? Let's talk about the Melfest acts.
All right, let's go. Let's go right into it.
K-pop 24/7 just said Sweden should send something in Swedish. They're already in the grand final and see how Europe will react. Clara Klingenstrom. Well, yeah, she's one of the acts. Who's definitely gonna be bringing us some Swedish.
Ooh.
I'd be down for that. I have my personal. Why are you biting me? I have my personal take on who I think they should send. Who's also got a song in Swedish. So do you want to kind of just hit this heat by heat? I'll take heat 1, you take heat 2, so on.
Sounds good. You start.
Okay, so heat 1, Lisa Ajax is back with Awful Liar. Lisa Lindstrom with Forever Yours. Samir and Victor have returned. Our kings, our queens, if you would. Hella Varden Vintar is the song, or Vantar is the song they're bringing. Smash into Pieces is back again with Heroes Are Calling. Melina Berglow, which I think she's a newcomer, I don't recognize her name, is bringing Min Melody. And then Adams Woods with Supernatural. Why are you biting me? Okay.
All right. So if you recognize a lot of names in Heat 1, it's because you do.
Yeah, it's a lot of returnees. Let's go ahead and you want to. Who are you most excited for Heat 1? I know your girl's back.
My girl's back. I was really disappointed with her 22 entry, though. I think I'll give it to Smash Into Pieces.
Really?
Love you, Lisa. Love you, Lisa. And My Heart Wants Me Dead will always be one of my in my top 3 of Melfest of all time. But that 22 song, that was not it. And I don't like the direction that was going in. So I will give it to Smash Into Pieces this time.
Don't show people your butthole. Don't bite me either. I think for me, it's Samir and Victor. I love them. They're absolutely
they're back together. They're back together.
I miss them. I've missed them in Melodifestivalen. Every song they've made has been entertaining to me. Mm-hmm. Are they the best singers? No. Have they improved every time they've come? Yes.
Yeah.
I love them. So
they bring the party. So they don't need to do much.
Off the computer.
So sorry. Heat 2.
Oh yeah, Heat 2. You want to go ahead? Oh wait, sorry. There's some comments I was gonna hit.
Oh yeah, let's see these comments.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like touching on some stuff. Vanya Lubitsch, Samir and Victor and Donnie Cicero on One Melodifestivalen edition. What are they doing to me? Honestly, I'm also excited for Danny when we get to his heat.
Oh yeah. Danny Danza.
Yeah. And then this is another point real quick, which Lindy said is I saw a beautiful comment today. They mentioned being proud of Sweden for sending 9 songs in Swedish, only to let one win in English. Yeah, that's probably what's going to
That's the
happening.
formula. That is just the
I
Melfest
don't
formula.
I don't
They
know
can have
why
all the Swedish in Melfest. It doesn't matter.
Vanya Lubic, we need a banger on home soil, and Samir and Victor will bring it.
Can you imagine
Yes,
if they
please.
won? Oh my gosh, if
I
they
have
won.
reasons why that would be entertaining. I love
that'll
Samir
be
and Victor.
yeah.
I always want them to win whenever they show up. I just think that they're so much fun.
Mhm. It's Scandinavian summer party music. It's like
Mark,
after ski kind of a deal.
To be honest, as long as Sweden doesn't send a generic boy pop, I'll be happy.
That's always a danger. That will forever be a danger.
Always a danger with the Swedes. No,
Yeah.
I was gonna just say Sweden hates sending its songs in English for some reason. Sorry. Sweden hates sending songs in Swedish for some reason. Like there was that person who's like, "What's the worst like Eurovision song ever?" In your opinion, and I was like, "Oh, that one time they sent the opera song in English, and that like legitimately caused Eurovision to have the first language rule, which is you have to sing in the language from your country." Awful song if you've never heard it. I think it's called like My Absent Friend. Oh, it's everything bad about music in the 50s and 60s before like gentrification. It's bad. It's awful. Like it's ugh. All right. So let's see. You want to go ahead and do the semi 2?
So Heat 2, Del Tävling 2 will have Sijo singing Ahuma, Dear Sarah with The Silence After You, Engmans Kapell with Norrland, Fröken Snusk with Unga och Fria, Liamo singing Dragon, and Maria Sur with When I'm Gone.
There's not a lot of returnees in this one, are there?
I only
Maria
see
was from
2.
last year. She's yeah, Maria is the Ukrainian one, right?
Standing in the Rain. Yeah, that one.
Liamu, that very attractive young man. I know you don't feel the same way I do, but hey, that's on.
I found out recently that he's like part Filipino too.
Yeah, he's like half Filipino. Like
that explains all the like Asianness going on with like, because if you want someone in Melfest to bring like the Asian flair, why not that young man over there?
Oh, he's very attractive. I think for me in this one, I'm the most excited for Fröken Snusk.
Oh yeah, right. Like, they're so interesting.
I have Swedish mutuals who were like, when that was just a rumor, were very hyped for it. So yeah, I think that I couldn't tell you much about the music that she makes, but like I'm very interested in what that song's gonna be. And I think that again, it's in Swedish, so I'm always pro Swedish. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we can be as pro Swedish as we want. We can try as much as we want.
Laurenti, real quick. Year of the Dragon, a dragon from Liamu.
Okay. Is it Year of the Dragon coming? Is that the next Chinese year?
Today is what? Year of the Rabbit is this year. What comes after Rabbit?
I used to know.
Oh, let me use my fruits basket skills.
Oh, wait. Okay. So, Lorindy, you have just given me kind of like an amazing visual right now. I can just imagine like in Malmö, it's like the flag, Sweden, and you hear cheering, and it's just like Liamo, dragon. It's like for some reason I just pictured that. What if he wins? What if he brings the dragon? Like, what if they borrow the dragon Armenia had at Junior? All they gotta do is ship it over. Yeah. I'm sure it comes apart in pieces. Yeah. Do it Jan Girl's way. Yeah. No, honestly, I love that dragon. If they knowing Melfest, it's gonna be like knowing SVT, it's gonna be like a pink and blue type of like LED situation, because he already went for like the backlight UV aesthetic in like 21, was it? With the dragon. So now that his song is called Dragon, I feel like he's gonna go more pink blue. Okay. That's just my inkling. He's always going for darker stagings though, so some gentle pink and blue. Yeah, no, gentle, I don't mind that. So yeah, Heat 3, we have Clara Klingenstrom with Aldigamir, Jacqueline with Effortless, Claudia with Fordig, Cassiopeia with Give My Heart a Break, Gunilla Pearson with I Won't Shake, Lala Gunilla, and then finally Kim Cesarian with Take My Breath Away. So we have a few returnees in this one, some new faces. Cassiopeia is hot off her Eurovision songwriting win. And
Um,
American Song Contest songwriting win too.
yeah.
She can't be
So
stopped.
nope.
She cannot be stopped.
I do like the fact that this is probably the simi with the most, well, the heat that had the most color on the outfits for what the artists were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about Gunilla Pearson, but she came in a gown and she served during that press conference, so I'm on her side.
I love her. I love her. I saw like I think I watched one of her music videos on YouTube, and it was really interesting. It was almost
Mhm.
like a kind of like a trap-esque sort of track. I forget what it was called, and I will definitely send you the link when I find it again. But it's really
Okay.
interesting. Like that woman, she's gonna try to spit some bars, I think.
Yeah, no, for real though. Like it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious. It's just like, who is this older lady in this gown, and why is it like a moment I wish I could have for myself?
Whenever you see an older woman in a gown, like in Sweden, it is going to be the party. It is going to be
Yeah,
the party. Like they never stop partying.
yeah, no.
Oh,
And
gosh.
do you want to talk about Heat 4 then? Hello.
Yes. So Heat 4 will have Albin Tingval with the song. Wait, give me 1 second, you guys. I actually accidentally
Did you lose your
mislabeled.
note?
I mislabeled the note.
Albin Tingval is done getting over you.
Yes, sorry. Albin Tingval is done
Stop
getting over
biting.
you. There's Doctor with It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song. Lasse Stefans with En Sång om Sommaren. Leah Larson with 30 kilometers per hour. And Scarlett with Circus X. And Danny Saucedo is back with, and do you have that song name in front of you? Because that was the one that I
It's Happy That I Found
Happy
You.
That I Found You. Long song title names in this one, you guys. We get
Yeah.
like the sentence long song title names in this
When I
heat.
was making the graphics for like the Twitter account, like, hey, meet the artist.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie, this heat I had to resize a couple of times. Dang, like my template's not working. No,
It's the Lana Del Reyification of song titles in Melfest.
yeah. Daughter, always happy to see her. Danny Saucedo, always happy to see him. I love him. Not gonna lie. I think if we let him go on home soil, I'd be okay with it.
Amazing. Yeah, like
I'd be
that
okay
could
with
be a
it.
moment.
Yeah. You know, every time that Laureen competes, he seems to come like second or something. So she's not there this
Yeah.
year. Let's let's have him be able to go on his own and stand in his own 2 feet and maybe, take it to Monroe.
Yeah, I love how for the Melfest final last year, they had him sing his second place song as Loreen was winning again.
I mean,
They had him do that as she was winning again.
it happens. No,
Gosh,
I just
sometimes you just think Melfest has a very certain pecking order. Sometimes it just feels that way.
no. And Vanya is bringing up the absolute banger, Dandi Dansa.
I still
Oh,
don't get the song. I still
it
don't
should have
get
won.
it.
It should have won. It
Should've-
would have been such a great winner.
What year was that? 21?
Yeah, I think so.
I was for the mamas. I'm sorry. I was for
Okay.
the mamas.
There's nothing wrong with being for the mamas.
I was always for the
I
mamas,
kind of
including in 20.
also was because I thought it was, it's not fair that they didn't get to go.
Yeah, I know.
And we're not going to cancel Melfest, I understand, but I was reading them for that reason. But yeah, my favorite song. Let's go ahead and I'll talk about Heat 3 again. Heat 5, wow. So we have Jay Smith with Back to My Roots, Electra with Banye Mud, Chelsea Muka with Controlla, Anika Vicky Holder with Light, Medina with Que Sera, and then Marcus Martinez with Unforgettable. So yeah. Rap. I think I feel like they're like gearing up for Marcus Martinez to win. Not gonna lie.
Really? Honestly, I mean, after getting second place last year and a very respectable second place too, like they had the crowd going.
Sweden likes to send their pop men that get second the year before. They've had a little whole streak of that for a few years there.
Yeah.
I feel like if they won and they went to Eurovision representing Sweden, they might get kicked out of Norway, but who knows?
Especially if Norway doesn't qualify. Can you imagine?
Why did they do Sweden so much?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, Unforgettable sounds like it's going to be a lot like more personal and mid-tempo than Air was, because Air was very high tempo. Air was very like dancey, higher energy. This Unforgettable sounds like it's going to have a different spin to it, which I hope so. But I hope with different spin, they don't necessarily pull a Paul Ray either.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fine. Whatever. I just like I have a feeling with that's who like Sweden wants to have win. So that's that one. And this I'm not really excited for the last heat. I'm not gonna lie. There's not really anyone popping out to be like,
I like Chelsea Muko. I would say
Okay.
Chelsea Muko I'm interested in, because very rarely do we get someone who's an artist in Afrobeats in Melfest. And when we do, then they're given that terrible reggaeton Dora the Explorer staging that Christer Bjorkman is typically spearheading.
Oh, but Christer Bjorkman doesn't do mellow anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, like, we haven't seen an Alvaro Estrella type act like since, as far as my logic goes. But with Chelsea Muko, did I say that name right? Yeah, with Chelsea Muko, I think if they keep it genuine, if they keep it simple and just focus on the music, then the essence of Afrobeats or whatever angle she goes is going to be highlighted more than if the staging were like super big. And I look forward to hearing that kind of song in Melfest, because Melfest is just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
So if we get that, then I would really like for that to do well on the show.
Okay. Lorendi says Medina and Eminem or Marcus Martinez are on my short list from Sweden this year based on their previous tracks.
I mean, I like Medina. I like Medina too.
I can see that. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's feral today. Okay, you know what?
Orange cat behavior.
Really? K-pop 24/7. Danny and Dada will be cursed forever. Marcus and Martinez are going to take this.
Ooh, Danny's really definitely cursed. This'll be this. I think this year is going to prove if Daughter is cursed or not.
I mean, again, I want Samir and Victor. I'm not going to lie. I would love to have Samir and Victor be the ones to win. Vanya Lubitsch, it's full circle moment if Danny won Melfest and participated in Eurovision. They Florines win. Then the curse would be broken and all would be healed. Like, that's how the curse is broken. And then let me just see here. Allow more writers for Melodifestivalen right now. Let's talk about that real quick, because it's the same writers every single year. And I think that's why Melfest is kind of starting to get really stagnant and stale for me. It's because it's like just the same writers constantly. And like, even looking at the heats, it's the same writers in every heat, you know?
Yeah, and you see variety. The writers, like, I want to say orbit around the tables where the artists were. So like you see the staff behind each of the songs. They're literally the same staff of like song X, Y, and Z. Melfest songwriting camp kind of energy. Like that's their protocol.
Yeah, and I think that's why Clara King Storm is like, honestly, her winning would be good for the contest, I feel like. Because she tends to come with a song that she wrote herself.
Something genuine, something more personal, and you could tell that only one person was behind it, and I say that with admiration, not like musical neglect per se. You know, that is something really interesting that she's bringing in. Also, very important that she's doing it in Swedish. Anyone can write a song in English. Swedish is a lot harder to write music in, I'm assuming. Because, like, I mean, the language functions in a much different way, especially in pop music. You're muted. Give a kiss to the kitty. I still cannot hear you. No. All right. So she will be fixing her microphone. But what was I saying? What was I just saying? You guys, what was I just talking about? Clara Klingenstrom.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Clara Klingenstrom.
Clara Klingenstrom, yeah. So, yeah, the fact that she's bringing a song in Swedish, the fact that she is typically the only songwriter on it, I have high hopes for her, especially because Behöver inte dig, dog, that had so much pull toward the end of the Melfest season. No one expected her to do that well or have that much of a draw. I think it would be smart if Sweden sent an act that was like her. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think an act like her would refresh Melodifestivalen dramatically. Especially an act like her winning is what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Just because like at this point, it's part of why I'm not excited for Melfest most years. Like I'm not out. I'm like I don't mind the a pop song and everything, but it's like I'm not excited for who wins really because you can already call like look at us. We're all like Marcus Martinez are probably gonna win, and we haven't heard the songs yet. You know what I mean? It just it's Melfest is very
it has
predictable
very
in that way.
Patterns, yeah, it's very predictable.
And honestly, it's kind of how Eurovision's been going the last few years, where it's just predictable, and it's like it makes it so it's like less interesting of a contest. If that makes sense.
With no exception to last year, I want to say last year was probably one of the most predictable years we've had in a significantly long time.
We did see it coming.
I would say that was even more like that was even more prevalent. Loreen, like the prospect of her winning than Kalush is like what I would even argue.
Yeah, I didn't think Kalush Orchestra was going to win until we got there.
Karel apostrophe Eluard says, the only song that had win in Melfest in the past 10 years that felt true, authentic, and with soul was Cornelia. Oh my gosh, my sweet girl, Cornelia Jacobs. Like, Hold Me Closer, that will always be one of the best songs to ever be, like, in Melfest. I'm so happy it won, and it was a deserved 4th place in Turin, too.
Yeah, it was, I still listen to that one nonstop. Also, her version of, oh my gosh, that dance song by Mel C at, what's the name of that song? Oh my gosh, I can sing it. I Turn to You by Mel C. Like it's like a dance track.
Oh, I've actually not heard her take. No,
it was in the show in Liverpool. It was one of the interval acts. It's a song she sung during the interval in Liverpool during the final.
I don't for some reason don't remember that. I might have went to the restroom or something.
Okay. Oh no, that was like probably the best interval act too. It was like the Liverpool songbook if you want to look it up online.
Okay, no, that's fine. I really need to do a rewatch of Liverpool anyways. It's just time to do that.
Stop. I rewatched over the holiday weekend. Week. I forced my family to watch Eurovision with me. They didn't
I need to do that. I need to do that because Liverpool's actually I would say that's a good show to.
Liverpool's a very watchable show. Like
it is.
The year before, Tren wasn't a very watchable show.
Yeah, I would not have introduced Turin to just outside viewers.
Yeah,
in comparison.
No, it was not good for that at all. Let's go ahead and I get any other final thoughts about
Melodifestivalen? Please don't be predictable, y'all. There's a lot of promise this year because despite all of the returning acts, there's a lot of interest that I have in these new acts coming in. I'm excited to see the diversity of sound that is brought, and yeah, best of luck to everyone. I look forward to the show.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Sanremo. We got the artist for Sanremo about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the stream. It's a list. Okay, it's a long list. It's like low key the Melodifestivalen-ization of Sanremo, according to I think you just said that at the beginning of stream. Yeah, let's talk about Sanremo.
So, if I may, I'll start from the top, and when I say top, I'll do it in alphabetical order. So, coming to Sanremo this year will be Alessandra Amoroso, Alpha, Angelina Mango, Annalisa, Big Mama, Dargan D'Amico, Diodato, Emma Marrone, Fiorella Manoia, Francesco Renga, and Neck, Fred De Palma, Cazzelle, Giolier, Gali, Il Tre, Il Volo, Irama, Lassad, Loredana Berti, Mahmoud, Manini, Mr. Rain, Negramaro, Ricky Poveri, Rose Villain, San Giovanni, and The Colors. This is such a loaded year. Are you effing kidding me? Like,
We have someone who made my Spotify most played songs top 5 this year. So
And who is that? Who is that?
Rose Villain, mostly just because I kept listening to Fragole constantly, which is the song she did this summer with Achille Lauro. Honestly, the Italians held on my playlist. Real quick, she's not competing this year, but would you like to guess who my most played artist of 2023 was?
Elodie.
How did you know?
Because me too, girl. It's literally me too. Because she was mine.
Yeah, she was mine. She was my most played artist of the year. Like,
I mean, like she put out 2 of the danciest, best albums of 2023.
2 great Italian house albums this year. And I'm not really into dance music usually, but yeah, no, she was my most played artist. By far. Her first album that she put out right after Sanremo, I literally listened to that album straight through every week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
crack. Like music is literally crack.
Back over to those lists though. Like it's a loaded list.
I mean, like first and second and third place alumni in Sanremo winners.
Yeah.
Like, people who just had amazing songs in Sanremo didn't even get necessarily a good result, but like still had memorability are back.
Yeah.
I really have no idea what direction this is gonna go in. Fingers crossed. My biggest hope is Annalisa. I really, really, really want this for her. I don't think Mahmoud is going to be pulling a triple. I think he's just going to Sanremo to promote his music. That's just what my thinking is. I'm excited for Fred De Palma, Gali. Oh my gosh, you guys! I can make a case for so many people in this list. San Giovanni, and Mr. Rain, who got second place last year.
Yeah, again, it's a loaded list. I get why Mahmoud's back. I'm always happy to see him. Please don't win. Annalisa, I would love her.
I want her. I want Annalisa this year.
We need a woman.
Like in my heart, I need Annalisa to go because she was my first Sanremo winner ever. Like when I first started watching the show, she was my winner.
Sanremo is Italy's starting to turn into like Sweden. Actually, no, they've been like Sweden for a while with their hatred of women.
Not too much. not too much on the girls now.
It's just like okay, and no, I would love to have Annalisa win.
Ideally.
She's great. I would. Oh goodness, I'm like, oh, I want Annalisa. I want Annalisa by far. Yeah, like Diodato. I saw somebody saying, Diodato's redemption arc begins now. Honestly,
it could work.
I'd be okay with him winning.
It could work because that man performing live. And I will forever say, I'm so sorry for being a Fido Moda hater for 2 years. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I was just deeply wrong. Like, y'all were right. He is amazing. He is fantastic. He does really have one of the best voices, male voices in Italy. And that says a lot.
He's amazing, but he wasn't going to win in 2020.
No, he could have gotten like third place in the jury and top 5 telly, but no, it was going to go to Iceland. That victory, it was going 100%. To Iceland.
Iceland was going to take both jury and televote. If you guys care, that's my theory. I stand by that statement. Yeah, no, because and like the juries tend to not like Italy anyway. For some reason, they loved Italy this year.
Well, I mean, Marco, like that's a very jury song. Like it's a very, very jury type song. And I would argue that too for Brividi, which also had like a way heavier jury pull than into Telly. They might just be on their jury type of sound this coming time around, but Måneskin, like they were that was Telly all the way. So they might head back in that direction, hopefully with something upbeat too.
Yeah. And then Carol, I can never say her name right. Cara Apostrophe Allard. Let's be real, Melfest is just a bubble for the same people who can't sell nothing outside of the contest. It can't be compared to Sanremo. Okay.
I don't disagree with that because Melfest gives you music for a TV show. Sanremo gives you music that'll last you through the summer and the whole year.
Yeah,
like the longevity.
Italians held on my playlist over the summer.
Same. If you look at my Spotify Wrapped, you guys, Italian pop is the biggest genre I listen to, and it's thanks to artists that come out of Sanremo. That like if you take away just the monopoliness of Sanremo, it is a perfect way for artists to have a long-lasting career. Ah, gosh.
Yeah,
Oh
shockingly,
my gosh.
my most played song of the summer wasn't my most played song of the year was not in Italian. It
What was
was
it?
in Vietnamese. You can deal with that.
That is very surprising.
I need to tell you about my Spotify Wrapped is very interesting this
We
year.
need to share raps. We need to share raps because I'm interested.
No, like Elodie held on my playlist, but yeah, like I'm just and
I love
not
how
only
she's
her.
not in Sanremo. She's not in Sanremo this year. She's like, y'all can dance all you want to my albums. I'm not waiting on a result. Like, I'm getting my
Hey,
numbers.
she released 2 albums this year. She deserves
She
a
doesn't need to
break.
do anything.
She was carrying Italy on her back.
She still is. She is Atlas.
Oh my god. It's like
The
I
world
don't
of
get
dance
Marco.
belongs
I
to
didn't get
her.
Marco Mangoni until Elodie came into the picture.
Pazza musica. Anyway.
Man, another banger. I'm
Another
sorry, we're
banger.
supposed to be talking about this year. Like honestly, I'm looking forward to Sanremo. I'm not gonna watch it. I can never sit through all of Sanremo. I feel like.
I will happily sit through as much as I can because I mean, blah blah blah, work, blah blah blah. I'm not going to be able to watch the whole thing live, but the final, I really, really, really am anticipating seeing the winner live, and damn, I really want so many of these people to win just because I want their arc, like for the
Yeah.
plot, you know. So many of them I want to win just because it'll be satisfying for their plot.
For me, I think that's Annalisa.
Yeah,
Like
that's my
Annalisa
girl.
is my kind of my win. I'm like, send her, please. Please send her.
Yeah.
Please send her. Thank you. And yeah, sorry, it was gonna happen. Okay, I'm just looking at these comments here.
Like Fred De Palma is also pretty surprising too, because when I think Fred De Palma, I think like super reggaeton, like summery type track. Like
Okay,
that's what I know from Fred.
which I'm okay with. I'm
Mm-hmm.
perfectly okay with that.
Il Volo, I think they're gonna be bringing the vocal drama, of course.
I'm not in the mood to deal with those boys right now. I'm just actively avoiding their names. Yeah, like
Vanya is telling us Sanremo artists make the bulk of
Sanremo,
my Italian playlist. Same.
as I mean,
Same.
as they say, I think Sanremo is a great way to get into Italian music.
It's the
Like
perfect way, I
contemporary.
think.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great way to get into contemporary Italian music. If you're starting to look into Italian music in general, I'd start with the 70s. And that's just my opinion because I do love some Italian disco. Yeah.
Oh, it's Italy, that like Italy in the disco days. People sleep on like the La Cara like era of like European popular music. And I
Yeah.
think that is just an absolute injustice. If you think Sweden was good at disco, y'all need to listen to Italy.
I have my theories about disco. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's kind of move on real quick. Oh, and just involving Sanremo, we'll have Sanremo, Giovanni. These will be like these big acts we just mentioned are going to be joined by 3.
Oh yeah. And I do have the acts too for Giovanni. I can read those off really quick.
Okay.
So we have the Sanremo artists. The Giovanni area qualifiers were Dipinto with the song Criminali, Fellow with Alieno, Nausicaa with Favole, and Mare Forza Nove Oi, I believe. The big ticket previously announced Giovanni qualifiers are Bunker or Banker 44 with the song Effetti Speciali, Clara with Boulevard, Grenbaud with Mama, Jacopo Sal with Cose che non sai, Lorraine, as in not Loreen, Loreen, but Lor3N with Fiore d'inverno, Santi Francesi with Occhi Tristi, Tancredi with Perle, and Valle with Stronza. So those are the acts that we have coming up in Sanremo Giovanni, which is going to be coming up very soon.
Yeah. That will be December 19th, which is my grandpa's birthday. Happy birthday,
Yay!
Grandpa.
Happy
That's
almost birthday, Grandpa.
That's my office holiday party, so I have to figure out what I'm going to cook for that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I made a cheesecake last time. I think this time we need a macaroni and cheese. So yeah, let's go ahead and just real quick hit on this. It's going to be tomorrow is our first actual national final of the year of the season.
I guess it is. I guess it is. Yeah.
ESCZ from the Czech Republic will be happening tomorrow. I'll put like a link somewhere for you guys to go find. It's on the Eurovision channel. Yeah, which I appreciate that they put their national final on the Eurovision channel. I think it works really well for all of us.
It does. Y'all hear this? Delegations hear this? Just
Yeah.
do it that way. It's clean. It's easy.
I mean,
we can all
to
see
be
it.
fair, Vidbeer puts their national final. They stream it on the Ukrainian like Eurovision channel for YouTube too.
Yeah.
And it's just really easy to find. And I like, I love having this here. Makes it much easier for all of us. But
accessibility.
Yeah, exactly. So the ESCZ, I know some people say ESCZ, but I'm not British. The acts are Aiko, Ellie, Gianni Lay, Lenny, Maidai, Tom Sean, and Thomas Robin. Of these acts, I kind of looked into everybody that's going to be competing. Aiko, I think, is the one I'm most interested in. She kind of like, yeah, she's a really, the thing with the Czech Republic is I think they do best when they have an artist who has a good visual identity to pair with the song. She makes music
like
I'm
Vesna.
interested in. Yeah, like Aiko, I would kind of describe her music as being like Lana Del Rey meets like Melanie Martinez a bit.
Interesting. Okay, like so dark alt.
You really like lyrics. So you would like her content, like her lyrical content, I think is really good and very evocative.
Awesome.
Also great, strong visual with her. Ellie is very yeah, that was Ellie, I think. Yeah, that was Ellie. She did a song with Benny Cristo. It's like one of her most popular songs. So we can kind of remember her, him from that. And then rest in peace. He's still out there making music.
I know he's still alive. I'm mourning his semifinal result.
I know. He puts out a lot of music too. He really does.
I'm still proud of him.
Yeah, good for him. He's always hustling. Her stuff is very pop. She's a couple of dance tracks in there. I'm curious to see what she's gonna bring, but I'm not like super curious. I'm also curious about Gianna Lee because she's very like small. Like I think she has like 4,000, if even.
This could be a good opportunity for her.
It's definitely under 5,000 streams a month she has on Spotify. Like her most streamed song I think is like 1,000. Like
ESCZ might be the difference between 5,000 streams and like 10,000. You know.
Yeah, so she's like I'm very interested in seeing what she's gonna bring, and she seems sweet. Lenny is I think she's the biggest artist by far who's going to be competing. She's won a few awards in the Czech Republic. Also, you can kind of see someone made a comment here. Peter Hadich said that Czech people want Aiko and Lenny for so long. Yeah, Lenny is very much like the biggest act on this list. She's a pretty big act in the Czech Republic as well. So I'm curious to see what she's going to be bringing. Maidai, they look more interesting than they are, if that makes sense. Like I went and listened to like some of their songs and maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for it. But it's kind of giving like discount Scissor Sisters without as much fun.
That doesn't sound so promising.
Yeah. And they've been at it for a while. They met at band camp, which I love. Not gonna lie.
Yes, I love it when it's just like, yeah, we met at band camp.
So I'm curious, and they do tour extensively. So we'll see. They kind of maybe they're better live than they are like in studio.
Also, it might be that like the act that they're like sending to Eurovision could be something like similar to a magnum opus of theirs, because I know that like a lot of artists, they send a very different track to Eurovision at times, as opposed to their normal discography. So that might be the case for them.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm just keeping like an open mind with this. I'm just kind of like giving like a rough idea of what I found when I was looking through everything.
I still need to listen through these Czech artists before tomorrow because I'm so interested. Like looking through the descriptions of these guys, it's an interesting lineup. It's a very interesting lineup.
It is. Like Tom Sean, he's young. He's like kind of like someone who got known from a TikTok. So he's our TikTok boy. And then when it comes to Thomas Robin, he's like done more stuff as like an act, like with other people. He does some solo work. He busks still. So I'm kind of expecting like something singer-songwritery, acoustic guitar-y. Not my personal taste. But I think
I
it's
mean,
one of
I
those.
love a busker.
I was gonna say, I think it's a song that's like Europeans, like the Eurovision audience would like more than me personally.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens with that one as well.
Sure.
But yeah, those are the acts. Kind of like I went through, like I said, and kind of listened to everybody. I think I could, if I had to like just take a rough guess of who's gonna win it based off of nothing, I'd say Aiko. I think
Mm.
she's gonna appeal to, because like the way the Czech final works, I think it's Aiko who's gonna take it, because at the public, there's the international public has more of a say than the Czech public do. The Czech public also really likes her as well. And then Vanya Lubic. I love seeing the Czech Renaissance at ESC. My sister's kind of gorgeous. The Czechs, since what was that song? Was that since their turnaround happened?
Lie to Me.
I mean, I personally wouldn't even say the turnaround began with Lie to Me. I still think it was my turn. I will defend my turn.
Why? Why though?
It's a really good song, and if you don't
Maybe
understand
it's you, but
it's
not the
beautifully,
Beyonce
it's
song.
gorgeous. No, it doesn't sound like a Beyonce song. It specifically sounds like a song by the Commodores, if we're gonna compare it to anything. Like,
Okay.
yeah, Lionel Richie and the Commodores. Yeah, so it kind of has like a vibe from that. It's just like I really enjoy that song, and I will defend it forever and always. But no, oh my gosh, Arya's here. Sorry, I just looked up and saw Arya Winningson in the chat. Hello, Arya.
Hello.
That's a Discord person. And then she's fab. Yeah. And then yeah, Carell. Tomorrow's the Czech national final. I think it's tomorrow, right? It's on the 4th.
That's what I read. It should be on the 4th, yes. And if
I'm
it's
like
not on the
scared.
4th, then there's deception amidst us. Because
Yeah.
one thing, like there wasn't that much PR for the national final. Like I feel like I just found out about it like a couple hours ago, or like just in the last day and a half.
I feel like that's just how the Czech national final works usually. It just sneaks up on you.
Mhm. But it's
They don't
good
put a
though.
lot of
Like it's
behind it.
typically a really good national final too. Very compact, but generally also very diverse, well organized, understandable. One thing though, I just wish they had more input from the Czech public.
That's my biggest issue
That is
too.
one thing that I really just wish that they committed to.
I feel like, from what I understand, Eurovision's not very popular with the Czechs still. So I think that's why they rely so heavily on like the non-Czech public. I think a national final that should stop relying on their public as much is Germany.
Well, Germany, yes. The answer to Germany is yes. Czechia, they are not Germany. I trust their taste more. They got 7th last year, so who knows? They might still have some heat on the stove.
Maybe some residual heat.
Don't curse them with Germany. don't.
No, I'm not cursing them with Germany. I'm just saying Germany needs to pay attention to what the Czech Republic does, and guess what? Stop having your public have to.
We were confident last year that Blood and Glitter wouldn't get last. We literally were so.
I was so confident.
We were so confident.
I don't know what happened still.
There's just a curse on Germany.
We were also confident that like Blanca Paloma wasn't gonna go and get blanked like she did. Her only televote points came from everyone else.
Yeah, there was definitely a disparity between like the once a year Eurovision viewer and us who like spend day to day thinking about the analytics of things. The single grand final viewer clearly has a very different way of looking at the contest, and they did not value Germany the same way we did. Because Blood and Glitter, I still think is a pretty good song. Like, come on. And Lord of the Lost, I still love them. Like, the lead vocalist has a fantastic, super caramely voice. Enjoy that still. It was unfair. That was unfair.
And I like rewatched it with my family. My sisters did enjoy my sister's crown. So
I'm still so proud of them because I did not like that song for a while. I didn't understand it for the longest time. And then I saw like the rehearsal and I was like, oh, like this is amazing. Like, this is fantastic. This is one of the best things the Czech Republic has sent to Eurovision. And I still stand by that. Vesna, they really surprised me. And I'm really pleasantly surprised with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's everything we need to touch on. Next week we might have the Czech winner. I don't know. Last year it took for him a while to say like what was happening with that.
Still a good national final, but that part was confusing.
Yeah, and then oh my gosh, I'm trying not to cough into the microphone right now. And then we'll also have the songs from Estilao will drop next week.
So excited for
Estilao.
We'll
have the songs for Festival de Kingas.
And
I've heard
Mary Thickness.
I've heard say that those songs drop tomorrow. Couldn't get a confirmation on that, but I've heard that. Heard whisperings of that. Mm-hmm. What else is happening this week? There's a few things happening this week. What am I missing? Who knows what I'm missing? We'll figure it out. But yeah, we've got quite a few things happening next week as well. So we will see you then. And yeah, thank you for joining the stream. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithmic boost, especially when you like it, and especially when you comment. So we love that. And don't forget to follow us because I'm running polls and things all week long. And if you follow us, you can have a say in those little polls. So yeah, we will be back again next week. Same time, same place, and we'll see you later.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.